how to create a season for your YouTube channel, for your business, whatever it is, a lot of times we think that we have it all figured out initially. Every single day, we're like, I've got the best idea ever. There's no way that we can create a consistent narrative arc every single day that's super enticing for engagement, for retention, for all those things. And this is stuff that you really need as a business owner. You need to be able to understand how to, if we think about product, how to create a product continues to reward and make the person say, yes, I want more of this.
Little boy, everybody told me you could be whatever you wanna be. So I told myself I'ma be a singer, I'ma play on the keys. I can do whatever I want if I just believe, yeah. But then over the years, everybody's telling me to find a career, and I'll be rolling my eyes, thinking I'll be alright with my guitar by my side. But now it's
pooped, so got to grab a diaper here.
Like 55 quid for my phone bill and a tenner for my bus pass too. I wish I could go back and tell myself that life is gonna hit you hard. They say
instead of thinking about your product as your one YouTube like video, it's a micro product. But in the grand scheme of things, your bigger product is like a season, right? How can we create, the best 10, 15 episodes for a season that makes a lot of sense, that makes you feel like, damn, like I gotta see the next one. We all know what that feels like. There's plenty of Netflix, of course, there's plenty of like seasons that we watch that were like, oh my God, yes, I need to binge this now, and then I also want to watch the next thing after that. How do you create that? And I want to let you know, I've been on a journey of doing this, of figuring this out, and I think I got something that I can share with you that's just finite. By the way, I'm Will Mosley. If you don't know me, I've helped like businesses generate millions in revenue through e-commerce, marketing, business strategy, etc. All the things. I've created over 900 podcasts about parenting, creativity, in business, and I've created over 700 YouTube videos about pretty much the same thing. So give me a like, give me a follow, give me a sub, and share this if this is really good content for you. So there are plenty of systems that have been created in the past to create like retention, to create this feeling of like going on a journey. Like you may know them as 3-act narrative, you set up, conflict, resolution. Any movie almost follows this kind of setup. There's, actually, I'll read it off for you. You got a couple of them. According to ChatGPT, other than the 3-act narrative and the Dan Harmon Circle, there's the hero's journey, there's the 5-act structure, the 7-point story structure, the Fichtine curve, Fichtine, I might be saying that wrong, curve, in media res, the snowflake method, and I'm sure there's many more that aren't listed on ChatGPT. The question is, you should kind of be thinking about this stuff as you create films, create videos, whatever, but it's very hard for a day film to have all of these necessary elements consistently throughout. Like the only person that I've seen do this effectively, like on a day-to-day basis, is Casey Neistat. He's figured out how to crack that code and really make a 3-act narrative structure hit, and then it continues to rise and rise and rise that you have to continue to see the next video. If you're not Casey, and many of us are not, and your main focus is, of course, your business, which it should be. Like personal brand, we talked about personal brand in the last episode. You really should be building your business versus focusing on personal brand first. But when you have the moment, the time, to work on your personal brand as you go through this, every day is not going to be the same, like, powerful message. So better yet, we're going to do that through seasons. We're going to make the best season we can. We're going to hand select out of the, 30, 40 episodes that you've already shot, you've already published to YouTube. These are already on YouTube. You know, we're going to go through that, and we're going to create a really powerful, 10 episode season. And then we're going to continue to do that, so kind of how it kind of looks is like for every like 20 or 30 films that you make or videos that you make, maybe you now have enough content to make a real season out of that. And what that's going to do is, instead of you showing people your latest YouTube video or whatever, trying to make that the priority, really make the season your lead gen, like that's the product that you're sharing with people. And then eventually they've invested in all the other stuff that's not as good. They'll watch that stuff too. All right, so Will, do tell me, how do we do this? Well, for me personally, I really resonate heavily with 3 different structures. But I'm going to dial it down to 2 that we'll use. So I really resonate with, obviously, the 3-act narrative. I think that's a really easy one to understand. You have your setup. Your setup is kind of like your regular life, right? Setup might be me here in the house, chilling. Then I have my conflict. Conflict might be like, oh man, I want to have a great day today. I want to have an adventure, right? Call to action. And then I go on said adventure, boom. And then I return home, resolution, and have learned something. So I like that. I think that works really easily. Other people have done it even, I don't want to say even better, but just have made it more exclusive or easier to understand for a personal plot, like a personal narrative. And I think Dan Harmon has done this. Dan Harmon, if you don't know him, he's created Rick and Morty. Like if you've binged watched any Rick and Morty episodes, like it's there. And it goes through this 8-part cycle. And I'm gonna say this off. I'm gonna read this off to you because I think you can apply this to almost any vlog, any sort of, I wouldn't say vlog, any sort of season that you've created, because you're going through like this personal growth. It's real. Okay, so here we go. Dan Harmon, the circle. Okay, I'm gonna simplify this a little bit, but here we go. So, like I said, it's a circle. So 1, comfort zone. Right, so you're in your place like this. This is the house in your comfort zone, chilling, doing the thing. Or you're at your business. I'm going to relate this straight back to business, both back and forth. Maybe you're at home. I mean, not even home. You're at your business doing regular day stuff in the business. Okay. 2, you want something. Okay, want something might be I want to go on an adventure. I want to go get a bike. I want to, go through this self-development course. I want to attract more leads. I want to, make a better product in my business. There's always a want of what you want to do, right? So you got that. All right. 3. Now you adapt, really. So adapt is like encounter the first set of challenges in the protagonist's efforts to adapt. So this could be like, if you want to go on an adventure, well, now you got to figure out how to go on that adventure. How are we planning that out? What are we doing? Are we going downtown? Are we da-da-da-da-da? Like you're going through the set of initial things that have to happen. If you're building a product, that might be like, what is this product? How does this product market fit? What's the thing that we're going to do? If you're it can be anything. And then you have the 4. So after you're going through the trials, and this is like, if I was trying to find a boosted board, right? I'd go through all the process of buying the boosted board or tracking down someone with the boosted board, all the etc., all that stuff. That is 3. So then get what they want, right? So 4 is you get what you want, which is you got the bike, or maybe you didn't get the bike, or you made the product, or you figured out how to get leads, etc., blah, blah, blah. After that, after the big high, like, damn, I got it, there's always a low, there's always a cost, there's always something that you have to pay. And so pay a heavy price. That could be like, you got the boosted board, but in exchange for getting the boosted board, you fucking like got hurt. Like you got it, and then you like all of a sudden like you ended up getting into an accident. Or you got the boosted board, but now your wallet is like this short, and so therefore it's creating a hardship. Or you made the product, but you sacrificed a lot of the family time that you had, and so you come home, even though you're high off of like you made the product, everyone's happy at work, and you come home and everyone's actually not happy. Like that's the price. There's always a price. So then That's 5. So number 6. I think ChatGPT, I think you got something wrong real quick. 1 second. I think that as I'm looking at this, I think that ChatGPT, yes, ChatGPT got us messed up. I'm not going to redo all this, but we got the comfort zones right. 2, so 1, comfort zone, that's right. 2, you want something, that's right. 3, enter unfamiliar situation, that's like us trying to like figure out how to get the boosted board, how to make the leads. And then 4, that's where we adapt, right? Where we're actually trying to go on the journey of getting the board, doing all the things. And then 5, not 4, 5, get what you want, right? So you got the boosted board, made the product, etc. And then 6, that's where you pay a heavy price. So pay the heavy price. And then 7, we come back to a familiar situation, which is we come back home, we go back to regular life, we come back to regular life with the boosted board or with the product that we launched. And then 8 is how do we change? Like what effect changed? It could be for the worse, could be for the better, but how'd you change? And so you can do that, but as you can see, like fitting all that into one video, very hard to do. But if you have recorded, 30 episodes, it's very easy to say that, I have gone on a journey through these 30 episodes that I've made or 30 videos. And so therefore you can kind of hand select the best one of those that we just talked about through that. Now that's 8, and we said 10 for the season. So how do we get to 10? Well, the last one I want to talk about, which is something I just learned about, just discovered, is in media res. And in media res is, I think, what most YouTubers do by default for their videos. They just don't know it. I don't think most people have heard of this term. In media, but you've witnessed it plenty of times. When you go to the cinemas, right, and they drop you right into the action, there's something that happened. All of a sudden, boom, you're there. You have no clue who this character is, but the action is so good. And then they rewind the clock. So you're halfway in the action, but they rewind the clock. And now we're going to give you the backstory. And then you're going to continue to go through. That's in media res. Or rise. I might be saying it wrong, but please forgive me if I am. YouTube, I think you do that. Because what happens is you make a video, but the very big thing about YouTube for retention is like, hey, how can we put the most exciting thing up front? Like that first minute, that first 3 seconds, how do we make that the biggest, best thing? And then rest of that, whatever. And this is true because retention will drop the fuck off. It'll like if you just kind of start out regular. I've witnessed this plenty of times. I'm kind of new to being like, you know what, fuck it, I'm actually going to roll with it. I'm actually going to do it. But it's true. And so I think that you should take an adoption of like in by the way, in media res, like I just said, like it's like you got like the climatic moment, then the backstory begins, early challenges, growth and development, major setbacks and recovery, the turnaround, then full circle, and then reflection and future outlook. That's kind of how it goes. And you can definitely do that in 20 or 30 episodes, like of looking back. You can definitely see growth in some sort of pattern. You just got to pick a theme and move with that. So how I'm applying this to the currently as I'm making this, and this is the same thing for what this is going to be, not this exactly right in this moment. Eventually in time, this stuff will be. Once I make like 30 episodes of start right to 1 million, I'll do the same thing and make an actual season. But as I'm going through my past 700 videos, I have plenty of content that I can make seasons from. I'm actually developing the 3rd season right now, and it's not like I'm making it. I'm just reconfiguring content that I already have to make it really make sense. So how am I doing that? What's the thing? So I'm taking a episode 1 is like in media res. The first episode, I'm trying to pick the biggest moment of that kind of time period to hook people. Boom. Then I'm doing the Dan Harmon Circle. Now you're introduced to in your comfort zone. Then you need/want something. Then you enter an unfamiliar situation, adapt, get what you want. Would be episode 6 technically now, instead of 5, 6. Then you pay the heavy cost, episode 7. 8, return to something familiar. 9, changed, and you say, okay, well, the circle's done. And then we want to hook people for the next season. And so we're going to kind of we're going to do the in media res thing again. We're going to add another video at the very end to be like, oh my shit, oh my God, like this is the thing for the next season. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So that's how I'm making seasons from content that's already published. No one's talking about this. No one's done this. But content that's already published, and like, that's how we can do it. That's how we can do it in business. That's how we can do it on our personal brand. So we're not having this heavy pressure that every single video has to be perfect. Last thing I want to leave you with is you can make your content is either educational or creative, right? You know, just you can get creative in a sense of like, you know, for it's, you know, that's kind of how I'm breaking it down. You got educational stuff and creative stuff. And from those 30 episodes that you've made, you know, you pick the episodes that are the most like whatever, and then you make a season out of that. And then you could take the other episodes and make like a series or a whatever ongoing series of a thematic topic. Even though they may be boring and visual, there's still good content that you're telling, and that's educational. All right. Hope you got something out of this. Take care. Talk to you on the next one. Remember, leave a comment below. Let me know what you took away from this, and I'll see you on the next one.
All right, finished up working for the day. Also watched a dope ass film. I love the film style. It's called Missing.